Hi everyone, welcome back to Hime to Otome no Yakimochi LOVE, episode 10. So, I'm about at the end of the common route. So, I just realized that this portion only plays if I selected the Alize option. So, that was at the bedroom scene with Marjoline. So anyways, for Kazuki, he's getting overwhelmed. So 1, the school festival, 2, he's the president of the student council, and 3, thanks to his father, he's also the chairman of the school board, while acting. And finally, the king of Stanhal is planning to visit the school. So thanks to Kazuki's father, this school is now owned by the king of Stanhal, and I'm sure the king wants to see how his school is performing, and also to see how his daughter Alize is doing. So going to Alize, she feels that she's becoming distant from Kazuki. So in the little portion that's exclusive to the Alize option, she offers to help Kazuki with his work, so like walking the dog. But for Kazuki, it's like, well, it's bad if I ask other people for help, and plus it's my job. And it kind of makes Alize feel depressed. And for her maid Marjoline, she feels that there's zero progress on bringing Alize closer to Kazuki. So anyways, let's see how this continues. So Sara's like, oh, so what happened? I don't think you said anything strange. And she's saying it to Alize.
片時も離れずそばにいたいってこと?
So, senpai or Nanoka's like, do you mean that you want to stay by his side, never leaving him even for a moment?
それもありますけど。
Wait, so that's true. Oh, so that's really true. So I think one limitation is that Alize can't express herself correctly and might be giving the wrong message to Kazuki.
あるのね。
I see.
そうやってあんまり。
Well, that way I don't really have to.
わかってます。
Well, I know. So Alize shouts at them, and it makes them all surprised. So Sara, Nanoka, and Belleage.
わかっていても、思うように心が動いてくれないことだってあります。
Well, even if you understand, there are times where your heart does not move the way you want.
大きな声を出してごめんなさい。
Oh, I'm sorry for shouting so loudly.
私、失礼します。
But, so, please excuse me.
びっくりした。
Wow, so that was surprising, says Sara.
姫が失礼しました。
Well, okay, so, please excuse Hime.
失礼とかはいいけど、何かあったの？アリーゼちゃん。
Well, I don't mind her being rude, but did something happen for Alize-chan?
さて、姫のお心を私のようなものが推し量ることなど叶いません。
Okay, so Marjoline's like, well, now then, it's impossible for someone like me to guess Hime's heart.
昨日はお電話で陛下と話されていたようですから、 何か和樹様にご相談したいことでもあったのかもしれませんが。
So it seems that she spoke with Her Majesty, so that's the king, on the phone yesterday. So perhaps there's something that she wanted to discuss with Kazuki-sama.
推し量っちゃった。
Okay, I guess so. Okay, so what's going on with Kazuki? So he's like, oh, I'm sorry I had to send you home.
久和くんこそお疲れ様。
Or more like, he needed the teacher's help to send him home. So Kyoko's like, oh, well, thank you for your hard work, Hizawa-kun.
先生はこれでも車に乗れるのよ。ちょっとした足が欲しい時とか遠慮なく声をかけてね。
Wait, so is the teacher handing her car over to Kazuki? So you can still ride in the car with this, okay? So feel free to call me if you need a little leg up. Oh, so anytime, and if you need help, just call me and I'll pick you up. Okay. Okay, so I won't call you again. And, so the teacher and student relationship, right?
What?
Well, so that's a bad way to put it. And as a courtesy, I see her off until a small Italian car turns the corner. So it does feel awkward to have a teacher provide this service. And I'm sure if other people find out, they'll also be jealous. So how come Hizawa-kun gets the VIP treatment? And surprisingly, let's see, her hobbies are that way. Well, that person. So I know the teacher very well. Well, anyways, that's the point. I don't like, let's see, social situations like that. And so she gets drunk just by touching air. And I guess the lights are off. So going to his house, you can see it's all dark in the picture. Oh, but it's bright inside. So the clock hands are just about to change the date. So it's almost midnight. And I'm really grateful that you prepared dinner for me on the table. However, I don't feel comfortable using the microwave. Okay, so he's going to eat it cold. So, okay, eat quickly. And is it okay if I take a shower? Oh, so it's early tomorrow, so let's go to bed quickly. Okay, so in the dark, Alize is staying there. So do you open the door with Mari someday? And my heart has been pounding ever since that night.
和樹様は眠っていらっしゃるわね。
So Kazuki-sama is asleep. Okay, so I can't tell Mari, so that's Marjoline, about this. And I'm sure Mari won't support my action or decision. Well, I actually know why Mari is by my side, never leaving me even for a moment.
お父様は私と和樹様のことを望んでいらっしゃらない。
Okay, so we hit a major point. So, father does not support me being with Kazuki-sama. So, the king does not approve of the relationship. So, what I knew from the beginning. And I thought that once I actually met Kazuki-sama, in this country, everything would be fine. And I made a promise. And I have lived to this day holding the promise that my childhood in my heart and dreaming of the day when I will meet Kazuki-sama again.
お別れなんて。
But I don't want to say goodbye. And the drops that fall down my cheek goes onto Kazuki-sama's cheek.
こうしてお会いできたのに。
And I was able to meet you like this. And Kazuki-sama turns out to be a much more dignified and kind person that I had imagined. However, the passage of time is too cruel, so everything has changed since then. And I'm not in Kazuki-sama's heart. And the vow that I made with him when I was young. Huh? Says Kazuki. Okay, so I'm going to skip to the next part because this is going to lead to a partial H moment as indicated by the black box that I had to make to cover part of Alize. So, despite her father not approving of their relationship, Alize will not give up. So let's see how it goes on the other side. So hold on for a moment. Okay, so I'm back from the partial H moment. So I think the problem is that the king feels that Kazuki is not going to treat Alize very well. So he probably went to Marjoline for observation notes about Kazuki. And I'm sure Marjoline told the king, well, Kazuki-sama treats Hime coldly. So Hime is trying her best to win Kazuki-sama, being all caring, all lovey-dovey, all sweet. But on the other side, Kazuki-sama treats her very cold and doesn't seem to understand the struggles and how Hime is feeling. So, Alize really wants the old days to come back. So, we had really good days together between Kazuki-sama and me, and we played together, and he was always caring and helpful. But now that time has passed, it feels that he's become a whole different person. So even though he's like a real gentleman, it feels that he doesn't have his heart set on me, and I feel depressed. So anyways, let's see how it goes from here. So it looks like Marjoline interrupted the H moment for Alize. So Marjoline is like, sorry, so I apologize for the inconvenience. and Alize did not show any surprise on her face. However, she just remained silent as if she had given up, and she just hands over the weight.
お止めいたします。お心の伴わない行いは双方にとって不幸であるものかと。
Well, I'm sorry, so I think acting without your heart will be unfortunate for both parties. So wait, were you looking? And that's ridiculous to hear.
などというのは、もちろん私の独り言なのですが。
Well, of course. And that's just me talking to myself.
それはさておき、少々お話をよろしいでしょうか、和樹様。
So, aside from that, may I talk to you for a moment, Kazuki-sama? Okay, so a private conversation. So what is Alize doing? And when I was led back to the room by Machiko, Alize looks back at me just once. Oh, so that look.
お待たせしました。
Well, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. And naturally, only Machiko comes in.
さて、雰囲気を作ってはみましたが、前言は撤回いたします。姫のお心を私が代弁するわけにもいきませんし。
Well, I tried to create an atmosphere, but I would like to retract my previous statement, so I cannot represent Hime's feelings, or the princess's feelings.
明日は学園祭ですからね。
So tomorrow is the school festival? Well, we all know that. So are you sure you are going to settle with this?
姫を思いやってくださったこと、お礼申し上げます。
Well, thank you for your consideration to Hime.
お伝えすべきことは以上です。私は部屋に戻らせていただきますね。
Well, that's all I have to tell you, so I'll go back to my room. So she really did go back to her room. And if you just leave me like this, what kind of face will I have to deal with tomorrow? And even if I say it once, I calm down. Maybe just once or twice. And until today, I have continued to cut. I'm not sure what the translation means by Shira while knowing Alize's feelings. However, so it's my vague attitude that caused this. So I was kind of being clueless and naive, and it's now caused some problems. New problems. Well, I really want to talk with Alize right now.
Hime to Otome no Yakimochi LOVE.
Okay, so Sara is here having breakfast with Kazuki and the others, and that was quite an interesting roadblock. So the king not approving of the relationship between Kazuki and Alize, but unfortunately that was the end of the common route, And we are now in the beginning of the individual character route for Alize. So it means that I won't show how the conflict resolves. So how Alize and Kazuki win the approval from the king of Stanhal with regards to the relationship. So becoming a couple and getting married. So as promised before, I'll be going back and selecting the other characters. So what happens if Kazuki has someone else in mind? So also, as mentioned before, you get a second option down the divergence route, and you have to answer this correctly to get that person's route, and I'll explain what happens if you don't. But first, let me rewind. Okay, so I'm back. So I went back and selected the what happens if Kazuki has Sara in mind. So the second option for Sara comes up around the time when Kazuki and Alize head to the park. So on the way back, they mentioned that, so it's almost autumn and the leaves are turning brown and pretty soon they'll fall off the tree. And at the park, it reminded Kazuki of the times in Stanhal when he was playing tag with Alize, and they both got dirty, and despite coming home in mud and Alize being upset that she lost to Kazuki, they still enjoyed those old days. And likewise, Sara is upset and jealous. So, you never played tag with me, Kazuki. And now Sara wants to play tag now. So, Sara and Alize are both running around not to be it. And Kazuki gets to decide if he wants to chase Sara or Alize. So, the obvious correct choice is, what happens if Kazuki chases Sara down? So that's option 1. And let's see how it goes. Okay, so I think Kazuki catches Sara. So let's see. Okay, so yep. So Sara's like, oh, ouch. So Sara was not that far away, and by the time she panicked, it's too late. So Kazuki catches up to Sara. So Touch, you're it.
大人げないんだから。何よ、ムキになって追いかけてきて。そんなに私が憎たらしいの？
Well, I'm not that popular, and why do you get so angry and chase after me? So you seem to hate me that much. Well, then again, it's tags, so it's the opposite. So I went after you because I wanted to be close to you. Huh? Hold on, I went too fast. So previously it was like, so at the moment when I ran off, I felt like Sara moved her eyebrows sadly. So she felt like she had to catch up. Okay. Okay, so next time, you're the demon, so you're it. Okay, so run, Alize. So don't let Sara tag you. And Kazuki runs as well. So Sara's like, wait, before that, what do you say? And Kazuki is still running around. Oh, so fast. Also, Sara is picking up speed. Oh, so you're in a game of tag, and oh, so there's a modification. So if you're it, you have to count to 10 first before you go around and tagging someone else. And Sara does not understand the rules of the game. So wait, what do you say? And what about Alize? So, Okay, so the next day, so it's Sunday, and hopefully Sara is not too upset about the game tag. So it kind of made her feel like she's the bad person and Kazuki hates her.
それでは和樹様、戻りは20時頃になるかと思いますので、ご夕食は
Okay, so Marjoline's like, well then, Kazuki-sama, so we'll be back around 8 p.m. and we'll be here in time for dinner. Okay, so I'll do my best.
行ってまいりますね、和樹様。
Okay, so I'm going, Kazuki-sama. Okay, so I hope you are safe. So, be slow. And I gently return the hug, being careful not to wrinkle the dress that Alize is dressed in. And I'm starting to become more westernized in this area. And they leave. Okay, so that's a clever thing to do. And I watch as the black car with smoke film pasted on the window drives away. So a black limousine with tinted windows. Or I shall say privacy glass. But anyways, so going back in. And however, I'm worried about what the neighbors might think of me if a car with a outside or foreign license plate comes and goes in front of my house too much. So something interesting is going on that this person would have foreigners there on a regular basis. And he does have one person who is suspicious, so Sara. Oh, so I've been getting more and more poses peeking out from behind the scenes. Or more and more stares.
Alizeとマジョコさん、出かけたの？こんな早くに。
So did Alize and Majiko-san leave early? Oh, so they're visiting the embassy, and it seems that they have something to do with official work. So they won't be coming back. Oh, so they're going to be out all day dealing with embassy work. Oh, really? Says Sara. Okay, so what about lunch? Well, but first, I have to worry about breakfast. Okay, so what about breakfast? Well, I'll make anything like that for you, so tell me what you want. Wait, so what is she talking about? Okay, so the breakfast that Sara prepared is a very ordinary breakfast consisting mainly of ham and eggs, shredded cabbage, and miso soup. So very plain. Okay, so let's eat! And Ieyasu just goes for it. And sometimes the simple taste that can be called ordinary touches the heart. Oh, I'm sorry about Ieyasu's meal. Well, at least I'll clean up the dishes. Okay, but anyways, what are you going to do today? Wait, so what do you mean? Wait, so why is Sara upset? So the expression disappears and looks like a no mask. So Sara is giving Kazuki the glare. And it seems that I accidentally made a gaffe that made Sara lose her emotions, or her temper. Wait, so did I promise something with you? Oh well. And what does that shaking of the head mean?
何をビクビクしてるのよ。違うから。約束とかじゃなくて。そう。せっかくの休みなのにって意味。
So what are you nervous about? And it's not like that. So not a promise or anything. Well, I mean, it's a special day off. So shouldn't we make today special?
最近はずっと忙しかったんだし、来週は学園祭よ。今週末は息抜きに使った方がいいんじゃない？
And plus, you've been busy lately, and next week is the school festival, right? So I think it would be good to use this weekend to take a breather. So take a break away from all that hard work. So what do you mean, breather?
息抜きは息抜きよ。放っておくと和樹、部屋にこもって勉強とか始めちゃうでしょ?
Okay, so I'm surprised Kazuki does not understand what taking a breather means. So he works too hard, he studies too much. So Sara's like, well, it's self-explanatory. So let's take a breather. And if I leave Kazuki alone, then he'll just lock himself in the room and study. Well, you know, I have to work hard every day to maintain my grades.
今日は重ねない日。
Okay, so today is the day that won't repeat itself. So I'll make today different. So no studying today. And she sharply points her chopsticks at me and declares,
いいでしょ? 今日は息抜きするの。分かったら早く朝ごはん食べちゃって。
Okay, so you are going to take a break today. So if you understand, please eat breakfast early. So let's finish up and start our break. And where are you going when you leave this early? So there's no point of hurrying up on breakfast.
別にどこってことはないけど。
Well, I don't really know where.
何？それと
And the sad face. So wait, do you not want to be with me today? And she's sniffing. Wait, don't burst into tears on the way. No. So no one said they did not want to go. So I didn't say no. Well, I don't care. And you can start in the afternoon. So compromised. And what's more, even when I'm sitting down, I can tell that my waist is so tight. Okay, so let's go out and eat before noon, and we'll start from there. Okay, that's all good. So, well then. And what about Iyasu? So I went a little fast, so let's see. Even the useless dog is resting the chin on the veranda, looking curious. And for Sara, she's eating quickly, so no. And I think her... Oh, so Sara, who is even more insecure even after securing the promise, exudes a certain kind of determination. So okay, I'm going to give a good break to Kazuki. Okay, so where do they go for the break? For the breather? So when I look back on my attitude up until now, no matter how much I reflect, it's not enough. So why today? Hey? And normally I would talk about it without thinking, but today nothing comes into mind. So has Sara made up her mind? And rather, I just stretch it out until today. And Sara has continued to show me her determination, even coming to my house. And it's no one but her who has remained ambiguous, relying on the kindness that Sara has continued to show me. Oh, so it's me who remained ambiguous. So I've been relying on Sara too much. Hey, yes? So it's not that surprising. And Sara pecks my cheek, puffing out her cheeks like a child. Hey, so you've been silent for a long time, and you've been glancing at me for a while now, haven't you? Wait, so I did? I do? So what are you thinking about just by going out to eat? Wait, consciousness.
言っとくけど、そういうのわかるんだから。こっちは普通になんとなく誘っただけなのに。
So it is conscious, I'm telling you. So I understand that kind of thing. And, oh, so I just invited you out of nowhere.
そんなに特別なことじゃないでしょ。幼なじみなんだから。
So it's not special after all? Oh yeah, so we are childhood friends after all. And at times like this, Sara's thoughts come out on her face. Okay, so where should we eat lunch? So I don't know. And when I take Sara's hand and start walking, Sara, who had become nervous, hurriedly tries to keep pace with me. So it's not like this is the first time we've connected, so there's no problem, right? So why are you anxious and nervous?
何度もつないでもらった。妹みたいな私だもんね。
Yeah, so I've been connected to, I'm not sure if it's the sister or Kazuki, so many times, and it's like a little sister to me, I guess.
だから、Kazukiには特別なことじゃないんだよね。
So it is nothing special for Kazuki. So I think it's like, well, you kind of see me as your little sister, so holding hands and walking with me. So I'm sure for you, it feels as if it's nothing special. And I feel Sara's fingers wandering in my hands.
お昼はハンバーグがいい。今も練習してるから、美味しいのを作るヒントが欲しいの。
So I would like a hamburger for lunch, and I'm practicing right now, so I want some tips on how to make something delicious. Oh, okay, so this is from the beginning when Sara made a bento, and for that one, it was okay, but there's room for improvement. Okay, so hamburger steak. Right, so understand.
それと、ご飯の後、ちょっとだけ買い物も付き合って。
And after dinner, I want to go shopping with you for a little bit. Okay, of course. And it is true that we have held hands many times. And that's why I understand how strong it is. Okay, so after the meal, I went around window shopping and looked at the cooking utensils. And the whole time I made up an excuse and went around the station, I kept being conscious of the stiffness in Sara's fingers. Okay, so it's now night and hopefully the shopping went well. So it's a day that felt like I was walking on clouds. And even though we ate together at a family restaurant for lunch and dinner, it left no impression on me.
ねえ、Kazuki。
Kazuki? And the hands that have been holding each other as if they are determined are being pulled back.
いっぱい歩いて疲れちゃった。
So I'm tired after walking so much, says Sara. Well, almost. Well, it's kind of like it.
疲れちゃったから公園に寄っていくの。
Well, I'm tired, so I'm going to go to the park. And there she is. So it's Sara's turn until she walks steadily and finds an empty bench. And completely and suddenly... Okay. So wait, what? Something? So doesn't it feel strange? Oh, so my house is just down the road, but I can't believe I'm taking a break here. Okay, so I'm going to skip all this. So unfortunately, Sara really wants to be close to Kazuki, and it inadvertently leads to another partial H scene for Sara. So I'll see how it goes on the other side. So hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and I think they realized that they are in a public place, so the park. But anyways, so Sara's like, oh, so that's it for today, and I was just half asleep. So will that happen?
寝ぼけてたもん。こういうのはちゃんとしなくちゃいけないんだから。
Well, I was half asleep, so I have to do this properly. And in that case, let's do it properly as soon as possible. Wait, not in a place like this.
ちゃんとって何?
And what do you mean by properly? Uh-oh. And I guess she said it herself, or I let it out. And this is what Sara is all about. Okay, so I'm just talking to myself, so nothing of interest. And I took Sara's hand first, intertwined our fingers, and started to walk.
独り言ね。いいけど。
So, are you talking to yourself? Well, that's fine though. Okay, so that was the end of the first exclusive to the Sara version of the common/divergence route. So this is where the teacher Kyoko calls out to Kazuki. So on the PA system, I contact the student council president Hizawa-kun. Please come to the staff room ASAP. So let's see how it goes for the next exclusive portion for the Sara version of the common/divergence route. So hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'm on the second portion that's exclusive to the Sara version of the common and divergence route. So here we have Marjoline with the I'm still worried about the security if you make too much of a fuss, so it'll put a damper on the event. So here's where people are checking in to see how it's going for the preparation of the school festival. And I can say that there will be some trouble. That's true.
ご見解をありがとうございました。ご意見を踏まえ、私たちなりに考えてみます。
So thank you for your concern. We will think about it in our own way based on your opinion. So at this point, even the usually lethargic Machiko is running wild. and I don't know what you are thinking of. And it is clear that things will not go as usual, so there will be problems, or expect problems. And the first school festival is under the new system. Oh, so the first time having international students also be part of the school. And it's not like I'm going to do something like this, but I'm starting to get anxious when Machiko keeps telling me so much. So going to the student council room. So I'm back, and do you have any news while I'm gone? Hello, welcome back. So what's with the shock? And oh, so she's sleeping. Wait, so what was Kazuki doing? Oh, so your cheeks are red. So I was not sleeping. I just closed my eyes and thought. Thought what? So it's a level of excuse that reminds me of my childhood days. And okay, so I was having a meeting with the security, and we'll have quite a few security guards dispatched that day, but Machiko still seems concerned. So, for the princess, or Ohime-sama. Well, don't tell me. So now, wake up. And I clear my throat lightly, trying to talk to her while I go and make my coffee. So you think I can't drink coffee, right? So because you can, don't treat me like a child. So I'm not sure what Sara's trying to say. So I think it's like, oh, so you can have coffee to stay awake, and I can't. So if that is the case, don't treat me like a child. So do you want to try some then? Well, don't call it a challenge. Okay, so Kazuki served some coffee to Sara, and Sara's choking. Oh, so it's bitter. A cute childhood friend. And maybe you should add some sugar and milk or creamer, and it will make your head clearer, so it'll make you more alert. Well, if you do that, doesn't it ruin the flavor? But I like the scent. So the creamer scent smells good. I agree. And even though I don't have a lot of knowledge, I can't understand the quality of the rich aroma of the coffee beans that Machiko brought. So at least Sara is becoming alert, so it's really effective and my eyes are getting sharper. And for people who don't usually consume caffeine, they say it's super effective. And Sara takes a drink. Okay, so let's see what... Okay, so I could tell that Sara is slightly concerned about me as she sips her coffee a bit misbehavingly. And if you think about it, it's probably the first time since then that we've been alone together. So, how is Alize? So she's probably in a meeting with regards to a performance. And Belle-chan? Okay, so she's in the manga club.
Nanoka-san.
And Nanoka-san, so the senpai? Well, I don't know. So she's retired from the student council, and if she does not have anything to do, then she'll probably just go home early. Well, I'm telling you, so it's not like you asked this because you could not stand the time together, right? Well, if you remind me, it'll actually come across in that sense. So you want just the two of us alone, right? No. So, not true, and don't make that kind of misunderstanding. And the cup that Sara has placed roughly makes a loud clang. And that's what I thought when I picked it up. Well, I don't feel calm. Wait, so I just remembered that there's still some coffee left. And I think it's okay to leave it there no matter what. So, are you conscious of that day? So, it's pointless to go out of your way to check things like that. And it's a mutual person. So while he's talking about other people, let's see. I'm the one who keeps looking at him. Oh, so that's it. Well, look. Or I'm looking. And Sara rests her temple on my shoulder and rolls her head around, reminding me of a dog or a cat who wants attention. Well, I'm sure that's what Sara wants out of all this. So wait, so are you biting me? Well, if you act that weird, then I'll have to regret a lot of things. But that does not mean that it's better to go as usual, right? So it's complicated. For example, so what's the strange attitude? Wait, so I don't understand what you're saying.
私のこと子供扱いするんだから。
Well, you're already treating me like a child for that. And Sara does not sound as angry as she or her words.
人がこんなに一生懸命けなげについていこうとしてるのに。
But you know, people are working hard to keep up with their health. And maybe that's what's happening now.
わかってる？和樹は周りも気にせず、ずんずん先に進んじゃうようなタイプだから。こ
So,
っちは気が気じゃないのよ。
do you understand? So Kazuki is the kind of person who just moves on without paying attention to those around him. So, I don't care about him.
背中を見失っちゃうかもしれないっていう不安は、前を歩いてる人にはわかんないんだから。
So, that person walking in front of you does not understand the anxiety of losing sight of your back. Well, people who are following behind don't understand the anxiety of whether or not they'll follow.
そんなの侮辱よ。ついていってるに決まってるでしょ。
Well, that's an insult, and I'm sure you are following me. And to what extent does Sara have blind faith in me?
盲信って何よ。私にとってはそれが当たり前だったんだし、そういうものになっちゃってるってだけでしょ。
So what's blind faith? And is it normal for me? And that's just how it is? And when we confirm this through words again, it's a distorted relationship. And when I first met Sara, she is somehow isolated from everyone around her and is always sitting in her seat with a paperback book open in a bad mood.
和樹が俺様全開で私をそういう風にしたくせに。
And even though Kazuki-sama or Kazuki is fully in control of me and makes me feel this way. Is that so?
そうだった。最初すごい怖かったんだから、帰国子女半端じゃないわって思った。
Yeah, that's right. And at first, I was really scared. And I thought, let's see, it was like a returnee.
私が本読んでたらやたら話しかけてくるし、女に声かけてるとかいやらしいとかクラスの男の子に言われてもケロッとしてたし。
So when I was reading a book, people would talk to me all the time, and even when boys in my class told me that I looked like I was talking to a woman, I got furious.
覚えてる？和樹は新しい集団に入るときは一番美人で存在感のある女と仲良くなれと親父に言われたって言ったのよ。
And do you remember? So Kazuki said that when I joined a new group, my father told me to be friends with the most beautiful woman with presence. So I don't think Kazuki remembers. So wait, what do you mean? And it seems like back then, I was just doing what my father told me to do. So my ungrateful father.
つまらなそうな顔で愛の告白みたいなこと。
So you look bored, and it's like a confession of love. And it turns out to be a success, so I have nothing to complain about. And we have been together for such a long time, and it means that my eyesight is not clouded back then.
まあ、そういうことになるのかもしれないけど。
Well, I guess that's how it would turn out. Well, I am grateful to you, and you did not get disillusioned with people like me and stay with me until today.
当たり前になっちゃったって言ってるでしょ。私は言われなくても勝手に和樹について回る女の子になっちゃったの。
So you're saying it's become commonplace, and I've become the girl who follows Kazuki around without being told. And Sara blushes while saying this, and then my heart aches. And you can be sure that this is love. So aren't you going to pretend that to be asleep today? Huh? And the moment we touch each other, Sara pushes her lips out properly. And she gives Kazuki a kiss. And I don't mean to treat her, but I lightly intertwine my fingers with her on my lap and quickly let go. Well, I have to take care of things at hand, so it's almost time for a staff meeting, so I'm going.
はいはい。黙って後ろからついていけばいいんでしょ。
Okay, so just shut up and follow me from behind. Okay, so that's up to Sara.
ほんと、俺様なんだから。
Well, it's true, it's me. The day before the festival. Okay, so that was the end of the exclusive portion that only plays for the Sara version of the common/divergence route. So, if I remember correctly, the start of the individual character route for Sara is not too far, so let me click to that.
今からもごめん。そうかそうか。私もこの。
あ、いた。すみません。生徒会の皆様、少しよろしいでしょうか。
姫と乙女のやきもちラブ。失礼します。久和会長はいらっしゃいますか？
Okay, so this is the beginning of the individual character route for Sara. So we have a female student asking, excuse me, so is Kaicho or President Hizawa-kun here? So for the Sara option, it looks like it was more about the good old days of being little kids. So how Sara really liked Kazuki coming to her. So Sara is all alone and is a bookworm, and Kazuki was following his father's advice. So go after the most beautiful girl in class, which happened to be Sara. So for episode 11, I'll be concluding this playthrough. So I'll show you the differences if Kazuki tells Marjoline that he has Nanoka or Belleage in mind. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.